when you have a processor, if I was a processor, you can get contracted to a main location.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put it in your contract that you're not exclusive, you are allowed to work with other banks.
Welcome back, Hustle Family.
So if you guys are noticing, we are shooting in a different location. That's due to the fact that the house is getting worked on. So the office is getting fixed. We're doing little changes, and we're also coming up with a podcast studio, or I guess a video studio. I don't know.
Some kind of
studio that we will be bringing back either More Money Fridays or maybe a new podcast. I'm not sure yet, but I've just been so busy with work. We're doing new projects.
And we're getting married.
And that. So we're doing a lot at once, so we can't share everything yet. I want to wait till it's done. You know, you got to make sure the ink signs the paper. That's probably ink sign.
The ink dries?
Yeah, the ink dries. That's what I was trying to say. I like mine better, the ink sign the paper.
I don't think ink signs anything.
Well, with me and you guys get what I'm saying, right, Hustle Family? So today we're going to do a question from
Today's question is from Blessed and Highly Favored.
I love that name, by the way.
Right? Blessed says, "Hey, Hustle Family.
Hey, Family.
Hey, Blessed, right? Thanks for all the info you share with us. Was wondering if your brokerage has their own processors or you contract your own processor."
Okay, so...
Thanks in advance.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
For following.
Yeah, very true.
She used the right term, Hustle Family, not Hustle Tribe. That means she's
been
really
listening,
watching
right?
it.
Hey.
Okay, so it works. I'm going to explain how it works in general, and then I'll explain our situation.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So normally, if you're on the banking side, there's usually processors that work usually with that specific branch, or they could come from the corporate office. So for example, say this is my bank, right? I might hire my own processors to do work. And since I'm connected to a major bank, the major bank can send me people from corporate to help with my processing of my files, right? That's how it normally works.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you become in a brokerage firm, there's usually one head office, and they allow other people to open up entities, separate brokerages, offices. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So, for example, we'll call it Malcolm's Brokerage,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this is the main office, the first one. Now, I want to open up other satellites that are other brokerage accounts. I can hire or allow other brokers, you have to have your license, a broker's license to do this,
Mm-hmm.
and they can open up shops of Malcolm Mortgages 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
Now, under the main umbrella, you can have it as the company hires processors.
It's like subsidiaries?
Yes.
Okay.
The main office can hire processors to do all the files coming from all the offices, but it can get confusing, and then they don't really get to meet the loan officers and know how to work with them.
There's no personal relationships.
Exactly. So what most brokers do, or at least the brokers that I've worked with, they have their own processors within the office. So you can go to them and say, "Hey, I need help with this. Hey, what about this?" You can actually meet them, talk to them. Now, after COVID, a lot of them do work remotely, but you still have their cell phone and you have that access. And then you do team building exercises. So you meet them a lot where they know you, they know your first name.
Closer relationships.
Much better. And that's who you want, because your process is the ones dealing with your clients. So you want to make sure you have a good relationship with them, because they can either be friendly or they can push your file to the back and work on other people's files.
Mm-hmm.
So the relationships are key, and you want to make sure you're friendly. Now, so in our situation, we can hire our own processor. Right now, we don't do it yet, just due to the fact that, one, it doesn't make sense financially yet, based off how much you have to pay them salary.
Mm-hmm.
And two, we don't have enough loans where it's enough to need a full-time processor on our team yet.
Right now, the processors within the office are satisfactory.
Yes, and they do a good job.
Mm-hmm.
So we appreciate our processors. They help us. They work on our files. And right now, it doesn't make sense to try to get you on my own processor.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. I hope that helps, and I hope that explanation of how processors work. Now, I'm going to go kind of off topic, but on the same topic. There's going to be 2 seconds. Michelle's looking at me like, what are you doing? Are you going off script? Yes. Raph, don't hate me, but this is how it goes. So, when you have a processor, if I was a processor, you can get contracted to a main location.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put it in your contract that you're not exclusive, you are allowed to work with other banks.
Okay.
Just make sure you have it in your contract, because if you're able to handle the workload, you can do more than one files and more than one.
And that's the key
location.
thing. If you're able to handle the workload, if
Mm-hmm.
you're, dropping the ball on your main job or your first job, then you don't need to do the second one. Because
Exactly.
you're gonna, you can't give your all and you can't be your best. So.
And then people are gonna notice that, and you're gonna get fired.
Exactly.
But if you can't handle it and you're able to do it, and you have a good system in place, it's a way that processors can make a lot more money, because now you're working for multiple locations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they usually pay salary, and then they give bonuses for each file you're working on. So even when one is slow, you're still getting more from the other places.
Okay.
So that's a little cheat code for my processors out there. It's the real Mr. Marcelle, aka your favorite loan officer. Thank you guys for following. Thank you for all the work. I have so many new projects that I want to share with you guys, but we can't share it just yet. So please keep following, keep subscribing,
and stay tuned.
Good things are coming for you too. Over
and out.